So on YouTube, they have like these true crime channels, and they'll describe cases in real life, in real time, like with the cop cam and everything, and like live videos from the exact thing, and like the interrogations, etc. Like one channel is called the Decoder, and so I sometimes watch these videos because I'm just like, it's interesting, you know, it's stimulating in some way, it's intriguing, it's impactful, it brings up something in me, and it helps me to see life for real in a different way, in a deeper way, and just acknowledge also the travesty that and tragedy that people have really experienced that really goes on in the world. Sorry, I'm getting like so excited. Well, I'm not sorry, but like I am getting so excited. So I'm like, hold on, girl. Let's. But like I'm gonna still be hyped, but like I do want to say what I'm trying to say. Um, so I watched that last night. I watched the video last night, and when I watch these videos, it really puts things into perspective for me. Like I said, like, and it helps me sink deeper into the present and my purpose and who I am and meaning, because you see how people can get trapped in certain circumstances and situations and experiences that lead to their um and they are fatally gone forever, and the experience is so warped and weird and scary and dark and unclear. And we're just on the opposite end of hearing the story and what the experience was like and what they went through, but we weren't there with them. We don't know what exactly happened, what exactly they were feeling, what exactly they were thinking, if they were feeling what they were feeling. And I was thinking, like, this is why I do what I do. It's part of it. It's like a reminder, because there are so many people, the killers and the killed, there's so many people who are deeply hurting and suffering and in pain and uncertain and wounded and traumatized. And this leads them to getting into or creating scenarios where they are doing things that are literally dire. And the work that I do, it is based on the mental, spiritual, emotional. It is based on trauma. It is based on healing. It is based on realizing the shadow, realizing the light, integration, balancing out, harmonizing, seeing the unconscious, seeing the conscious, making it, equal out. Like, that is part of the work I do that quite literally saves lives. And so it's like, it really puts things into perspective when I watch this show, because I'm just like, there's a reason for what I do. Some of the episodes I've seen, it's like some of the people who are like the initiators, they don't have any expression. They're not even sorry. They're just moseying on like life is just life, even though they just somebody, or they wrote this letter to the person or about the experience, and it's like, I feel this darkness inside of me when I'm around people, like I fake it but I never fully feel full again, and I feel so empty, and like I just can't, and I don't, and it's like, people literally need help, they need resources, they need light, they need healing, they need understanding, they need patience. And this society can fail so many of us in that way because we don't get that, especially not for cheap. But then there's people like me who do this work and offer it for free, and offer, these insights and this clarity and this love and this light and this healing. And it's just this realization that like people do need this. My work, your role, what you put out in the world does matter. And even if and when people are triggered or upset or they're angry or mad or whatever, they need that, because that energy, unseen, untriggered, could go and do a whole other thing. It could take them down a whole other route that they didn't necessarily want to go down, but because they had so many unhealed demons, that was able to seep through them and literally take over the entire experience for them. That's why oftentimes we see people who stand in front of the jury and they don't have any remorse. They're not even there. They seem dark. They seem empty, because they are. At least they feel that way. And they're not connected to the light. They're not connected to possibility or resources. So, I don't know. I just wanted to share that. And even when I watch them, like, I'm like, rest in peace to that soul that lost their life. Like, because it's just like, this is real life, you know? So it's gratitude for my life, for my existence, for my role in me watching and receiving and paying attention and honoring this other person's experience and whatever they went through and whatever. Because life is complex and it is hard. And when you don't have resources, you do things like commit crimes. You do things like awful, awful, awful things. And not because you necessarily want to, but I'm not going to say they're victims or they are, it's excusable. But we have to understand, like, for somebody to do such hateful, hurtful, painful, tragic things to a human being, they're suffering deeply. And the person on the opposite end, you never know, did they have an intuition? Did they have nudges? How did they feel to align with that situation? Did they notice anything and just ignore it? How did they feel in that? How did they fight back? Did they know how? And that's the point of this work even, right? Heightening our intuition, tapping into God, tapping into our spiritual gifts, tapping into the Most High, so we can have the discernment, the knowing, the navigation, the equipment to not get in these situations, or if we do, get out of them. So I don't know. Just wanted to share that, but if you made it to the end of this video, thank you for listening. And think about that. Next time you watch a true crime show or whatever, just like realize where you are and where they are. And your role in this life and their role in this life. And the gifts you were given and the gifts they were given. And realize, like, you're gifted for a reason. You have an intuition for a reason. You have discernment for a reason. You're who you are, where you are, for a reason. Be grateful.